What's up, YouTube? Want to welcome you guys to episode 15 of the Coach's Corner. It's so good to be back with you guys, man. Going through health situations is not fun, and I tell you, I want to thank Uncle Steve and the rest of the Falcons content creators because y'all got me through. But I'm glad to be back with you guys, and let's have a little bit of fun. And of course, as y'all can see on the screen, we have a special guest today. We glad he could come down from his ivory tower and deal with the lowly folk. Welcome, Uncle Steve. What's up,
Golden? It's Golden Tower for you, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Golden Tower, not the ivory. He in the Golden Tower.
Oh, man. What's going on, man? How y'all doing tonight?
We good.
Doing wonderful, man. Doing wonderful. Everybody that can hear my voice, I hope y'all staying nice and warm and toasty. You and your family doing good?
You know, we're doing well, brother. I just got in. Ironically, you were talking about health, man. Shout out to my brother, man. He's in the hospital. He's okay.
Okay.
Had a little bit of a elevated heartbeat, but elevated blood pressure, I should say. And they just trying to run some quick tests and things that he should be out of there pretty soon. But shout out to my brother.
Shout out to him. I can tell you from experience, being just hitting 43 and them telling me I may have an issue with my heart is probably the most soul crushing thing you can hear, man.
You got to do what a lot of us don't want to do, and that's go to the doctor regularly.
And you know what, I'm glad you said that. Had I not went, Coach would not be here. They literally told me that. I was hours to days away from not being here had I just not went to the doctor. So yes, that is real. People go to the doctor.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Armani, how are you? Everybody doing? Y'all staying nice and warm and toasty?
Hey, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here. But yeah, everybody just kind of getting over that little wintry mix we had up here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, it's been good, man. Just trying to stay warm and I'm ready to talk about these birds, man.
Oh yeah, and for us here in Houston, man, it got down to the 20s and people losing their minds, bro. It's so funny. I mean, I get it; they're not used to it, but it's so funny growing up in it, to see people just absolutely. You would have thought it was a 10-foot blizzard the way people were stocking up. Toilet paper gone, bread, everything gone. Wow, it's just wow. All right, man. Well, enough with the pleasantries. Let's get down to brass tacks. People, today we will be going, this is part one. We will be going through the offense of our favorite birds and giving each one a grade. Superstar is the highest and Straight Cheeks is the lowest. So, I mean, we want you to grade them with us. You don't agree with our grades? Tell us in the chat why you don't agree. We'll talk about it. All right, let's get it up there. All right, so who we got first, Armani?
See if I can click on this picture. We got Cordell Hodge.
All right, Cordell Hodge. What's your thoughts on Cordell Hodge? Let me go with you first, Armani.
Man, he's not that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll say he's. Oh man, this is hard. I'll say he's incomplete because we've seen flashes to where he could be good, but I mean, yeah. I'll just say that. We've seen to where he can be good, but he's just not producing.
Yeah, he's not staying healthy either.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy. Yeah.
What about you, Unc? Where do you place him at?
I have to piggyback off him and say incomplete because if you think about it, remember he kind of fell out of favor in the middle of the season because they didn't even have him on the field, and he was a healthy scratch on a couple of games this year. Just not the impact that he had last year, where he kind of played a little bit of a jack of all trades. Y'all remember he did get a Pro Bowl designation last year for his work that he did. So I have to go with incomplete. I could say he was less than average, but he wasn't on the field enough for me to really give him a good grade. So I'm going to say incomplete on that.
I will agree with both of you guys. This season, he had 3 receptions for 31 yards. I mean, that's really not a body of work to be able to really judge him. But 8 years in, age 32, his window is closing, if not closed. So, hopefully, you know, he can get better.
Wonder did he was he part of that Ike Hilliard fan club, and after that departure, did he kind of fall out? Yeah, you know what I mean, kind of like a silent protest in that way.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he probably was a casualty, just like Ray was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Absolutely. Who we got next?
Charlie Warner.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say is this a Georgia boy?
It is a Georgia boy. It is.
Jeez. I can do you like that. I can do you like that. I can do you like that.
That's all right. I
say he was average. I say he was pretty average. He had some glimpses of what he could do, but honestly, I'll just say he's been pretty average.
I will second that. I take that back. I think Charlie Warner is a byproduct of just a horrible scheme we had this past year. Because when we've asked him to do things, he's done them fairly well. You know, his blocking he's pretty decent blocking. You know, I think because of the shortcomings of Pitts, he's been asked to really just block a lot more than really be a tight end. But his numbers for this year is 8 receptions for 48 yards, which is abysmal. But you know, again, he's really been delegated to a lineman, you know, for real in all aspects, because he's blocking more. He's blocking more than he's running out there to catch passes. So, me personally, I mean, and I'm gonna get killed for it. I will put him in the good, because I mean, like he literally was just a delegated lineman this year, and he did his blocking, and the few times he caught passes, those were big passes that he caught. So,
in the immortal words of The Rock, know your role, and his role was basically to block, and really trying to go back to Dre. You remember back in the Redskins. In the day when they used that H-back a lot more. I think that's what they wanted, some version of that for him. And really his job was just to be that extra blocker on the weak side, mostly with Elijah Wilkinson having to fill in on that other side. So for what he was brought in to do, or what he was in the game to do, I got to give him good, because for the most part, Bijan did a pretty decent job. So I'm gonna give Charlie Warner a good. I can't look at the catches and receptions, because that's really not what he was asking.
Right. He really was a glorified lineman. I mean, honestly, like he you know, and shout out to him, because I mean, we won't know it, but we never heard of like him being disgruntled, or you know, he didn't show it on the field that you know he was pissed off. I mean, he seemed like a good soldier. So, you know,
he got to run out with the starting lineup every time they announced the offense at the dome. At the Benz. Every time they announced the starting lineup, he got to run out. I mean, what better? That's cool to me. So I think he did a good job. I really do.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that as well.
Okay, who I'm gonna pick next? This is gonna be controversial. What about this guy? What about Kyle Pitts? Where we putting Kyle Pitts?
Ooh. Okay. So I'm gonna go first with Pitts. I think Pitts. Look, this is about to get messy because I want to put Pitts as a star, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when Pitts has been actually involved in games, the man has showed up. The man has done, what he is supposed to do. You really can't hold him, and I hate to do it. I hate making excuses, but I mean, there's context, right? Like you can't ask him to be, a 100-yard reception per game, 15 touchdowns. If the quarterback for 70% of the season didn't throw in the middle of the field, didn't throw it to him, So I mean, he is really. You see him come alive when you had Matt Ryan, and I know we're talking about this year, and you seen him come alive when you had Kirk Cousins. It's just it's so hard to grade him because is it coaching, or is it scheme and quarterback, or is it him? I think I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. And say, for me, I will put him as star. He had 88 receptions for 928 yards, 5 tutties, and averaged 10 and a half yards per catch. I mean, that sounds like a star to me. I think we get caught up, rightfully so, because he was a top 10 pick, and you would want to see him put in like Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce numbers. But those people, well, Brock Bowers, they're all his offense has. So, and then Travis has a probably Hall of Fame worthy quarterback. So I got to go with star, man. I got to go with star.
Mm. What you think? What you think?
I think you split this category up. If you have Kyle Pitts versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he is elite. I should say elite. What's your highest thing you're doing?
Superstar.
He is a superstar. If you include if you just say Tampa Bay by themselves, I think if you add in all the other games, I mean, if I'm really just being honest, I think he's in the good category. Look, all the things you said are true. There's nothing that you said that wasn't correct. But I not seeing that on a consistent basis has to count against you. Here's the problem. Obviously, nationwide writers saw something in him. I tend to believe that all pro designation was because of what he did the last couple of games, which he did during the win streak, have a couple of good games, especially that Tampa Bay on national TV. But I just think there's just so much desired from him. As much as tempting as I want to say star, I gotta still put him in the good category, and that's just my opinion. But I'll say good.
Now, I mean, again, I definitely wouldn't disagree with star or good. Only thing I will say is the man almost had 1,000 yards, and he had a quarterback for probably half the season that didn't really throw to him. So, I mean, that gotta account for a little bit. But like you said, most of that probably was the 2 Tampa Bay games. If we played Tampa Bay 17 times, he'll be a superstar.
real quick, and you mentioned his name, Brock Bowers. Who was throwing the ball to Brock Bowers last year?
No idea. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
yeah, you're right. I get you. I get you.
My point. I think if you're a baller, you're gonna be
You're
a baller no matter who's throwing you the ball.
Yeah,
and no
this is true.
What is going on, and that's just me. That's my criteria, not Hayden. But that's why I just say, if I keep hearing if he goes to Kansas City, he'll be this and he's gonna. And you're probably right. But if I'm a baller, I'm gonna be trying to play, and I'm gonna be trying to, go 100% all the time if I'm that kind of guy. I just don't think he's at his peak. He could be a superstar, but at times, brother, I see that average at times.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna mess around and give him good just because he did shine a little bit this year when we were kind of lacking in the wide receiver category. So I'll stick with good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could split the difference. Yeah, I could, because you're right. He really could be in all three categories: star, good, and average. So yeah, I'm with the split. I'm with the split.
yeah.
What about you, Armani?
I'm gonna go with good, man, because I mean we've seen flashes of him, but I mean when you think of superstar or star, I mean you think he finished I think 5th in overall tight ends. But when I think of superstar, I'm thinking like, Travis Kelce and those guys. I don't think he was as good as Kelce. Even with Kelce having a down year. But I think he's good. I'm not gonna put him too high, and I'm not gonna put him too low because I mean his numbers say he's not average and he's not terrible, but his numbers also can say that he's not a superstar or even a star. So we'll just put him in that good category for right now.
Yeah, I can dig
Coach,
that.
Coach, can I ask you something? And really both of y'all, what do you think? It's kind of interesting to me. Again, the joke that is the Pro Bowl where they just put anybody on a Pro Bowl. The AP All Pro team has become kind of the standard to say these selections are whatever.
Mhm.
So there were only 2 tight ends chosen for the All Pro team this year, and ours was one. What do you think the national media is seeing that we're not seeing that says basically he was the second best tight end this year? And I'm just telling you for real, I didn't see it. I didn't see it in my opinion.
I think for me, I think it goes a little bit of not saying you, Unga, but I think a lot of our fans, which is not easy to do, but they don't have the ability to, as I always say, take their fandom hat off.
Yeah.
I think if you look at him objectively, and that's what I was saying earlier, I think a lot of people see he's in a bad situation. Like, I think a lot of people see Penix don't throw over the middle. A lot of people see, almost all his catches are, on the sideline. And when you have a guy that is physically, 9 out of 10 times he's going against linebackers. So he's way taller. He's way stronger. Hold on. I apologize. There's a lot of people outside making noise. He wasn't really taking advantage of his mismatches, like he should. I think that's what they see, and I can see it because again, once Kurt got in and he started throwing it over the middle, he really started to eat. But also, I think a lot of his contemporaries who would have beat him, Kincaid from Buffalo was hurt. Brock Bowers was hurt. Travis Kelce. Kansas City just was a dumpster fire on offense this year. So a little bit probably is he got basically luck of the draw. There really was no one else in his category.
Yeah.
That actually might be 90% of the reason why he got it.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Because Kincaid definitely should have. Had he not, he was hurt almost all year, and that's Allen's number one go-to guy. And like I said, Brock Bowers said, "Oh my God, he was hurt." He pissed me off because I had him in my fantasy. When he was there, he was tearing it up, but most of the time he was hurt. So
yeah.
Maybe they just maybe people just got tired. I don't know. Say what you want to say. Kelce still ended up with, less than Kelce numbers, but 76 receptions, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. I don't know. And like I said, I'm not even trying to stay on this all day. I was just saying it's just interesting to me. Kind of like you said, as far as fans are concerned here, we're probably a little bit more intense about what we see more than everybody around us. So yeah, I probably do need to take off my Falcon hat. Maybe not be as maybe it's critical, but I will.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
Let's go Drake. What about where are we putting Drake London at, guys? I mean, you got a guy who almost had 1,000 yards receiving despite not playing all his games. We playing musical quarterbacks. And Drake did good this season. But I'm not sure if it was enough to put him as superstar. So what say you? What do you think about Drake London?
Yeah, I think when he was there, he absolutely is a problem. He's always been burgeoning on that heart to be a superstar. There are so many elite wide receivers. It's going to be hard to get into that club. I still think for us, and if the criteria is 2025, I think I still have to put him in the star category, especially when you talk about on the offense, because when he's in the game, you can throw that ball to him, and 9 times out of 10, not only will he catch it, most of the time, he got a little fight in him as well. And he battled this year, man. He battled. I know he hated being injured. I believe everything Raheem said in that regard, as far as him trying to hurry up and get back up on the field, because he's shown that he is a tough dude. I'm gonna give Drake a star, even though his numbers were down because of the injuries and stuff. But I still think he had a star year as far as for us this year, as far as wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, he finished top 10 in yards per game. Still.
Yeah.
I mean, he went overall yards, probably not, but top 10 in yards per game is pretty decent. And I think he finished with 7 touchdowns in 12 games. I mean, when you look at that, I believe you have to put him in at least the star category, because, and then Drake makes some of the most insane catches I've seen in a while since we had Jet. Since we had Jet. So I mean, to me, I'm gonna have to agree with Coach. I mean, he's been a star. I'm gonna say a superstar. He still got that health factor, and so I'm gonna say star. I'm gonna say star. What you say, Coach?
To go, the problem with Drake is, who he follows after, right? When you think about Atlanta Falcons receivers, you think about Julio Jones. And I mean, Julio Jones was undoubtedly a star. But I mean, the superstar, I apologize. But for Drake, I mean, he, I think had we not have had a Julio, and, we just had in the hierarchy is Julio, then, arguably, I would say Roddy White after that. You compare him to Roddy White, they would be on the same level. But because we had Julio, it's hard to put him in that superstar category. But, 68 receptions for 919 yards, averaging 13 and a half yards a catch for 7 tutties. I mean, that is teetering on superstar level. But everything you guys have said is right. The one thing I love about Drake is 2 things I love about Drake. One, the man learned to button his chin strap. I don't know if y'all remember, but the first couple of years, his helmet will pop off. I'd be like, man, you gonna mess around and get a cracked skull. I mean, every game his helmet popping off. So I'm glad he learned to use the chin strap. And then, like Unc said, I mean, you put that ball in his vicinity, Drake is gonna go get it. And whether it's in the middle, as they call hospital balls, or what, Drake is going to go get that ball. So I mean, his toughness is a superstar. He not quite there yet, but I think he possibly could do it. He'll at least eclipse. Like I said, it's arguably, how you want to have it. But I think for the most part, people will say Julio, then Roddy White. I think, at the end all be all, he might surpass Roddy and be the number 2 best wide receiver that the Falcons had.
That's a huge statement, Coach.
That's strong, brother.
That's a strong statement.
And I know because you still kind of in that millennial category, but we had some great ones come through here with Mr. Rising and Mr. Jenkins.
Oh yeah,
no. I heard you hurry up and put Roddy up there, which is legit. Nobody's saying he couldn't. Terrence Mathis probably give you a little side eye too. So I'm just saying. I'm not disagreeing with your take. You can have that one. I'm just saying. I do believe he has an opportunity to be one of the greats. Armando, you mentioned something about some of his catches. I had the pleasure. I was in New England for the game this year, Foxborough, and I was up there for that game. And that catch that he did that should have tied the game up.
Yes,
but that catch in the end zone was kind of the example of, dude, he can make some really good catches. And we haven't seen that, obviously, since 11 left us. But I do feel like his trajectory is still high. Will he ever crack that top 5 with he's going through a prime where Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and folks like that are in there? I'm not sure he'll ever break that, but I'll take him on my squad any day as far as a wide receiver on my side. Yeah.
I don't think he'll crack that. Just simply, I don't think he has the speed to do that. He doesn't. I mean, he's not going to really get separation. Like you said, Unc and Armani. Where Drake really shines at is he goes and gets the ball. He reminds me of a Chris Carter. You throw that ball in his vicinity, he going. Like Unc said, 9 out of 10 times he's going to come up with it. Now, let me just be clear. I'm not saying he's better. What I'm saying is the hierarchy, like we can argue. You can argue Julio is going to be number 1. But after that, you can argue Mathis, Rising, Roddy White. All that you can argue. What I'm saying is, whoever you have at number 2, I think, if he continues on his trajectory, you could have an argument with him being close to, that number 2, number 3, whatever. Whoever you put at number 2, whether it's Rising or Roddy White or whoever, Mathis, I think when it's all said and done, you could probably make a strong case for all of those guys being number 2. That's what I'm saying.
No. You're right. I'm just busting your chops. You get it.
All right. We agree that Drake London is a star. Let's shake it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy out of the way because I think we're all going to agree. Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, that ain't even no question.
I don't even know if that's even worth it.
It's not.
Yeah,
best player since 11 left. His impact on the NFL is so weird, and that you start thinking about it. And again, he did a lot to get himself fired, but you got to give Terry Fontenot a lot of credit, man. Some of these draft picks that people were like, Drake over this person, and then Bijan over Jalen Carter and whatever, and you're seeing some of those picks come to fruition and showing out, man. Bijan is a star, and Lord, just keep him healthy, because if he is, we're gonna be in the mix.
Yeah,
the man was 22 yards, which I would be kind of pissed if I was him. But the man was 22 yards from cracking 1,500 rushing yards. So, to 280. Listen at this though: 287 carries. That is a lot.
A lot of carries,
that is a ton of carries. So, without a doubt, those two those two, 80 plus yard touchdowns he had. It was the same game, wasn't it?
He had one against Buffalo and one against the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's two different. Okay, yeah, but those were just spectacular. I mean, the man, yeah, we don't even have to waste time. He's a superstar all day.
Okay,
probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time either. I mean, Bijan is that guy, man. When you think about some of the top running backs of NFL today, Bijan, you cannot have that list without Bijan Robinson. I mean, you could go put him anywhere between 1 and 4, or even 1 and 3, if you ask me. But I mean, when you think about that list, Bijan is on that list. So we're not going to spend too much time on him. But let's go to his backup. What do y'all think about Tyler Algier? What do we think of Tyler Algier? You know, I'm gonna give the context. Tyler Algier had a 1,000-yard season, and after that, we went and picked up Bijan Robinson. But I mean, this was the guy before Bijan got here, and he was making noise. He was making noise. So, what do we think about Tyler Algier?
What?
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, I was just gonna say, again, this is only for this year. We're great. We're giving these grades, and I honestly would still put him in the superstar category for the simple fact that because even if it was just Algier, he might not be as spectacular running. Like, he won't give you the Barry Sanders effect running the ball. He's gonna give you more of the LaDainian Tomlinson running the ball. It ain't just gonna be pretty. It's just gonna be smash mouth. And 148 carries for 514 yards and 8 tutties. I mean, you put him in, he is very effective, very, very effective. Again, I think we used him incorrectly. I think him and Bijan should have been in the game at the same time. A lot, way more than they were. But I mean, I still see he will go to any other team and be a superstar on that team. So I got it. Me personally, I got to give him superstar. I know y'all gonna disagree, but I think he's a superstar.
I'm gonna let Uncle Steve go, then I'm gonna get my thoughts, because I mean I'm teetering right now. So
I'm pretty sure Dre is looking at his cash app from Tyler Algier and just got a donation from somewhere. Because I look, and again, I agree with your points. I think they didn't use him correctly this year. It was kind of, it was weird to me. I got flashbacks of and forgive me, y'all, when I start going back when Dunn and Duckett were running the ball. Dunn would get close to it, and then they bring Algier in and close the deal with the touchdowns. He was effective for what he was told to do. He did his job. So I give him a whole lot of credit. I can't just give him good, because I do think he was such a weapon this year, but I do think they didn't use him enough. That could have been a Zach Robinson thing. I'm going to give him a star. I'm with Dre. I think 10 to 12 teams, which is why I think he's leaving Atlanta. 10 to 12 teams will grab him up real quick and trust him with 15 to 20 carries a game. He doesn't fumble, and just a tough nosed player, man. I'll give him a star, just not quite the super, but I'll give him the star.
Yeah, and I am with you. I think that Tyler Algier is a star. I don't think when we think of, even when he was our number one, I thought he was a star, but I didn't think he was all world with, the running back like Gibbs, or I didn't think that he was in that category. But Tyler Algier, and I do think he's going to be a star somewhere. I mean, even if it's not with Atlanta, I don't think we'll be able to, like Uncle Sam, be able to retain him. But I definitely think Tyler Algier is a star. I was teetering on the star and the good. But his story here in Atlanta, it can't fully be told, because I mean, Terry went out on a limb and got Bijan in the first round of next year. So if he had not have done that, I mean, who knows where he was superstar? We don't know where he would be, but I think if he goes to the right team, you know, he will be that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with all of y'all. I mean, even if Atlanta offered him a bag, I don't think Algier would stay. Me personally, if I was his agent, I would tell him, "You're stupid to stay in Atlanta. You literally can go, like Ong said, probably 15 to 20 teams, and just be that guy." So yeah, I think you know, our time of seeing Algier is over. Unfortunately, wish him the best of luck. But yeah, I mean, okay, I understand. I can get behind y'all's star grade. But yeah, that was hard. That's a hard one because, like you said, he no fault of his own. He did what he was supposed to do, 1,000+ yard runner, and then just get relegated to the bench. And like Ong said, you know, the downhill game, you know, you need short yardage. Here come Algier, and he'll bust it open. You only need 2 yards, but he'll give you 6.
Yes, sir.
You know, or you know, and then goal line, you know. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to grade them, but I can get behind the star.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's move on. Let's get to we got to start even. So okay, let's Mr. Reliable, Jake Matthews. What do we think? What do we think? Mr. Jake Matthews, Mr. Reliable, doesn't miss many Falcons games, has been very reliable for the past, missing any for the past, I don't know, since I'm 30, since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. So he's been solid. So I just want to put that in the context and in perspective. So Mr. Reliable, what do we think?
So for me, just grading this year, I would have to put. It's gonna sound wild. I would have to put Jake in the good category. Yeah, he's starting to miss a little bit of step. You know, he's starting to, you know, let get beat a little bit, starting to rack up the penalties. But you know that comes with age. You know, he has had, in my opinion, for his position, superstar talent. But now you can clearly see he's on the back end of his career. And that is by no means giving him a good grade, in my opinion, is by no means, you know, a shade or slight to him. I think he's still I still think he's still in the like top 80 percentile of his position. But to go from where he was to where he is now, me personally, I got to give him a good grade.
It's hard because in this game that we see, and you know, we're very critical when folks get hurt and things like that. You have to put a premium on playing every game, and you know,
absolutely,
he played with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Last year, this year, his knee was messed up. He was playing with braces on his knees this year. And you're absolutely right. There's nothing you're saying, Dre, about it's deteriorated. He's getting older. He's getting up there. Hey, Matt Ryan said the other day, Jake was playing when he was there. So Jake has been around for quite a long time. I got a little bit of struggle between good and star because I just put a premium on showing up to work and coming to work all the time. But I'm just gonna give a very, I wish it was a very good in there, but good on the top end of good though, because every game he's available. Every game.
So put him in the front of good, the front of good. Yeah.
I really feel like he's just dependable, man. He
is.
Else is hurting. He's always there.
He is. You right on. The best ability is availability. You are absolutely right. I think, like for me, like I said, I think the the starting to rack up penalties is a direct relation to him getting older and starting to miss a step. So for me, that's why I dropped him down to good, because he used to never get penalties, and now he's starting to kind of rack them up.
That's fair. It's fair criticism. It's fair criticism.
Yeah, and to add to you what you guys are saying, I mean, when you really think about it, Matt Ryan and Jay Matthews, I mean, they're pretty much they've been through so many regimes. It's crazy, but they're not far from each other. Right. They're not far from each other, and I think wasn't he a Mike Smith pick?
12 years. This was year 12.
Yeah, so he's in that Thomas Dimitrov when he first got here in Mike Smith regime. So he's very good, he's very dependable, and I think that not to get off topic, but I think Jay Matthews is absolutely going to go in the Falcons Ring of Honor.
Oh,
absolutely, without a doubt.
They got his spot already saved.
Yeah, the moment they'll probably give him, like, even if, like, unless he retire from football, like if he go elsewhere, they'll give him like they did Matt Ryan, give him a day contract so he'll retire a Falcon. Absolutely, he's going without a shadow of a doubt. He'll be in the Ring of Honor.
All right. Let's go to everybody. Oh, this is Unc's favorite. We're gonna go Felipe Franks,
superstar.
All right.
Nah, let me stop playing. Listen, I will say this. I'm going to put him in the good category.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
For special. So again, you got to remember, know your role. His role was to play on special teams, and give our buddy Zach a little bit of credit, being able to put him in the little, come back and get the ball, and he got a fourth down play for us this year. To be able to be versatile like that, it speaks volumes. He recovered that fumble against New Orleans. That was right in front of me, and when he did that, and look, we for what he was supposed to be, I give him good. He was supposed to be a special teams player. He was good. I've seen him miss a couple tackles, but for the most part, he was a good special teams player. So I put him right there. I can't put him anywhere.
Yeah, I can see that. Before when we were setting this up, I said the same thing you said. I said, man, I remember they did like a trick play with him or something, and he either got us I think he got us a touchdown at one point, So I mean, he's a gimmick player, sort of like Percy Harvin, he's not going. I'm not saying he's as good as Percy. I'm saying he was a gimmick player like Percy was.
I get it. Okay.
But I don't know. I can see you putting him in good. But I don't know. I think he just average. I mean, like you said, he was okay at what he was asked to do, which was much of nothing. So
much.
I would put him dead last and good, or really average. That's me.
So I'm gonna be.
You got the tiebreaker, Armani.
Yeah, dude.
I can't. I'm trying to. Hey, Unc is trying to sway me over to put him in that good category, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna put him. Okay. Whoops. I'm gonna put him in the first, in the average. Okay. And here's why. Here's why. Right. Felipe Franks has done what he's been asked to do. But when I think of good players, I'm thinking of people who on the game to game basis, I'm like, okay, I can expect something from this guy. See, Felipe is too hot and cold for me. He'll have a decent game on special teams or do something crazy, that he'll go cold for 2 or 3 games. So That's why I'm putting him at. I'm gonna put him number one at average, and then we'll go from there because I mean right now to me he's too hot and cold to be good. So
and the chances are you won't have to grade him next year because I don't think he's going to be on the team next year. So
he'll be released.
He'll be released this year. So
now
he'll be a free agent. He's not even.
He'll be.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be very controversial. I already know. Kirk Cousins. What we doing, y'all? I'm
gonna go last because I got a feeling I'm gonna be the voice of reason on this one.
I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna talk. I think we might be on the same page with this one. I'm gonna say on the very edge of good or average. He's right behind to me, Felipe. Because okay, he's another one where he's inconsistent. That's my problem with Kirk. If we talking about Kirk Cousins last year on the first half of the season, you got me. But we talking about how we ended up this year, he was serviceable. So I'm gonna put him at the very. Actually, I'll put him. He played quarterback, and we did win, go on a win streak. So I'm gonna put him in front of Felipe Frank. So I'm gonna give him number one average.
What
y'all think?
Oh, what'd you think?
Okay. And I just pulled it up real quick so we can get some type of baseline to go against. Taking out Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay, he seems to always destroy Tampa Bay, which that was the game that Pitts went wild and he almost threw for 400 yards. He does that. The other 5 games, and we'll start with the Jets. 234 yards aside of Tampa. That was his most. Then Seattle, 15 out of 30, 162. 21 out of 35, 197 against the lowly Arizona. The Bijan game was amazing. He didn't have to do much, but he was still very 13 for 20, 126. And then a game that was way too close than it should have been, the New Orleans game, 18 out of 34, 180, a horrific interception to the lineman in that game that luckily they were bad enough where they couldn't capitalize. I know what Dre's going to say already, so I'm going to put this down to balance it out. Yeah, he was average this year. He really – I know there's going to be an argument to say, yeah, he could run the system better. But I also, he was the same quarterback that was against the Jets. He was still the same quarterback that was against Seattle. And if he was that good, matter of fact, he didn't even have to be great. He just needed to be above average.
That's it.
He would have been competitive in those games. So I'm going to give him average only because we won 4 in a row. Otherwise, I'd probably give him cheeks. And I'm for real. I just the oversaturation of love for Kirk Cousins because we won 4 games in a row is amazing to me. And it makes me wonder, am I watching the same game everybody else is watching? Kirk can't even throw the ball. Yeah, he had one looking throw against Whit Mooney. But, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it. Average, man.
Okay. I mean, I figured that's where y'all were going, and I can't argue with it. But I will say this. My one of my sayings, the same way you win is the same way you lose. Yep. And although he didn't do anything spectacular aside of the Tampa Bay games. But when he was in the game, the offense just looked better. Everything was clicking. I mean, again, I'm not saying that he was lights out, but the offense itself just looked much better.
Yeah.
But 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and I believe 4 of those interceptions. I think he only threw 1 interception. The other 4, if I remember correctly, were tip drills. Somebody hit the ball, the receiver it hit their hands, it popped up, and somebody else
New
scored.
Orleans interception was a give. Here you go.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I think that was the only one. The rest of them, if I'm not mistaken, were pop up.
Arizona was a tip.
Yeah, but 1,700 yards, 1,721 yards. I mean, I could see how y'all put him in the average. I would have put him at the ass end of good. But I mean, I can't argue with him being average. My thing is, I don't have an infatuation with Kurt. I just to see the difference in the way the offense ran from one quarterback to the next, to me, gives him a slight bump because, I mean, we looked abysmal. The same things, with our new quarterback versus with Kurt. I mean, it really did just look better. So I mean, I gotta, which of course it should because he's a veteran, right? He's 14 years in, right? He's 14 years in. He should be able to make the offense look a little oiled versus a second-year guy. So, okay, I mean, I get y'all. I could get I could stand behind average.
So, Coach, Coach, with that great resume that you just set up for your boy, do you bring him, just a point of order? Do you bring him back?
I don't think you can do that because of the money. I think you have to let Kirk Cousins go to recoup that money. I mean, you just have to. I think you go out and find a dirt cheap. I was thinking of this the other day. I was like, man, people gonna throw tomatoes and cabbages and all sorts of things at me if I said this. But I was watching. I don't remember what I was watching, but it was Alex Smith popped up on it. I was like, shit, give that man a call, pay him $200 and have him quarterback us until Michael Penix.
He's doing commentary. He's on NFL, the NFL Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, he popped up on my screen. I was like, damn. I was like, okay.
Is it NFL Network or ESPN? One of the two. He's on one.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the two things. Yeah.
But yeah,
we're gonna. But yeah, Alex Smith though. That's okay.
But I was being funny. I mean, unless he gonna do it for a Klondike bar, leave him where he at.
Don't start drinking after 9 o'clock.
All right. I already know. No, actually, I don't know. This is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be controversial, but I think this is gonna be a tough one. What do we think of Darnell Mooney?
Don't even raise it higher. You all know why I'm raising it. I don't even know why.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I will put, and we're talking about this year and this year only, people. I would put Darnell Mooney in straight cheeks category.
Yeah, not much more dialogue from me, Armani. Straight cheeks.
I'm right there with y'all. Yeah. I'm right there with y'all.
32 receptions for 443 yards, 1 tutty. I mean, multiple games he didn't show up. I mean, then we hear he has a broken collarbone or whatever. But if you're out there on the field, you got to produce. I'm not trying to hear no excuses. I've seen T.O. in the Super Bowl have a broken foot or whatever it was he broke. Broken leg or something, and he was out there flying around the field. So, I mean, I get it. Men nowadays ain't as thorough and they ain't as strong. They're a lot softer now. But I mean, if you on the field, you got to produce. And too many times he just looked like he didn't want to be out there. So, he cheats to me.
But his attitude alone, Dre,
absolutely
speaks for that, because for all the things we were dogging Kyle Pitts out for a little early last year and the year before, like he's just open, he's not running. Give Kyle Pitts credit this year, which probably made him better. He seemed like he was more into the game. There was not a game I saw, except for the New Orleans game in New Orleans, where he looked like he just looked like he was detached from the field. And I could be wrong. I don't know what he's dealing with, whatever, mentally, but he didn't look like that same wide receiver that started off so hot in 2024. So that I gotta give him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He looked like he had the, and it's hard for cursing, but he had the fuck it syndrome. I mean, that's literally what he looked like. He looked like, oh well, fuck it, I'm getting paid. That's how he looked.
That's it. That's
all right. Totally. I get it. I'm with y'all. Hey. All right. We didn't need too much for that. We seem like we all agree now. Okay, let's start hitting some of these linemen. What do we think of Chris Lindstrom?
Still, I gotta put him in the superstar category. I know this year we probably heard his voice a little. I mean, heard his number called quite a bit more than normally. He was a little handsy this year, it seemed like, but dude, it's still that run. If you see Bijan, 75% of the time, them runs are still going. Even with Elijah Wilkinson on the other side, he's still running in that gap. And for what he does alone in the run game, dude, he is one of the best interior linemen in the game. I gotta give him credit for what he's doing. Obviously, named to another AP All-Pro team as well. Yeah, I got to give Chris a superstar, the best lineman we have right now in the squad.
Absolutely, I think we're all in agreement. Year 7, and I mean, just think we got him for if Mr. Reliable is any he year 12, so we got Lindstrom in year 7, so if. Of course, it ain't apples to apples, but just by comparison, let's say he plays for 12 years and we keep him. That means we got more years of this beast. And you're right. Like he's a monster. It's wild. Linemen don't get the credit they deserve. But yeah, Chris Lindstrom is a superstar without a doubt.
For sure, and I agree with both of you guys. I mean, he's one of the best interior linemen in the game. I mean,
in the game,
when you make a list, just like I said about Bijan, you can't have one of the best interior linemen without that guy right there. So let's go with his running mate, Elijah Wilkinson. Let me know when to stop. Y'all go ahead and
I'm going to stop you right there at average, man. I'm going to give, and again, we got to remember when we came into the season, Elijah Wilkinson. Was he even on the roster?
He was on the practice squad.
He was on the practice squad. So once you found out McGarry was going to be out, I think the doom and gloom from most of Atlanta was, blindside for Penix. He's gonna get destroyed on that side. Blah blah blah. He actually held up his own. Now he got beat a few times too. Especially early on. I think he played a better right tackle near the end of the year than he did at the beginning. But for what he was asked to do and knowing that he was not, a slated starter this year, I'll give him average. I can't give him good still probably the most penalized lineman this year. And I understand at the beginning he was getting a lot of false. I mean, Carolina, I think he got 3 false starts in that whole game. But for what he was asked to do, come in and fill in the starter's position, I think he did an okay job. I'll get him on the average category.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think. See, I see it slightly different. I think the start of the year was a lot better than the end of the year, and for him to be a practice squad guy, never slated to even touch the field. I can only distinctly remember. I don't remember what game it was, but it was towards the end. He had a horrible game that game. He was getting whooped on that game. I believe it was when we played Seattle. I believe. Yeah. He got destroyed that game. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, he was, you know, I would say the bottom, you know, if there was a halfway point between good and average, because you don't expect anything from him. You know what I mean? So what he gave you was a lot more than what you expected. You know, he wasn't a world beater. He wasn't an all-star, none of that. But for a practice squad guy who was never slated to touch the field, I think the man did, you know, a very decent job. I mean, again, we had to put Warner over there, took Warner out of what he was actually supposed to do. He had to have help. I'm sure all of us understand that. But again, he was never slated to touch the field. So, you know, I think he did all right. But yeah, I'm with average.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was pretty serviceable. You know.
Yeah, serviceable. That's really it.
Okay, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go Casey Washington. Y'all let me know when to stop.
For me, Casey is a bit of a incomplete. Incomplete to, I don't want to give him cheeks, but he dropped way too many balls. But he had 6 receptions for 94 yards. I mean, he averaged 15 yards a catch, 15.6 yards a catch. So, I mean, but again, it was the drop balls for me. He dropped way too many. And as a receiver, really, that's your job, is to catch a ball. So I would put him, I don't know, man. I want to put him in cheeks, but I don't think he's terrible. But yeah, I think on any other team he'll be a practice squad guy, just from all the drop balls he had this year.
Another Zelle payment made to Dre today. Cheeks for me. Casey Washington.
Yeah, I can get it.
Coming into the year, if y'all remember during the off season and really during the OTAs and then going into training camp, we were sold that Casey Washington was ready to be that slot receiver. He was ready to be that next guy on the team. I saw a couple of things from Casey Washington. One, he can catch, but if you notice, probably out of those 6 catches that he made, Dre, every time Casey Washington gets hit, Casey don't get up. And I'm not saying that, you know, ironically, those happen to be 3 good hits. But even going back to last year, the 2024 season when they let him play at the end of the year, he just didn't seem to live up to the promise that they were heaped upon him. And again, 6th-round pick. Nobody's saying he's supposed to be, you know, Justin Jefferson. But at the same time, we were trying to build him up into being this guy. And to consider that he was healthy past the halfway point where we start putting in Drummond, we start putting in Seals. We actually had a game where we put Nash in. And so I think he fell out of favor real quick, and I just don't think he lived up to even 10%. So yeah, man, this is an easy Cheeks for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Yep, he's Cheeks. He's terrible. I'm sorry. So many drop pass.
Yeah,
inconsistent. When you got to have something, Casey Wash ain't nowhere to be found. So this year, Cheeks.
Yeah.
Hey! Look, I'm not even gonna argue with you. Like, I was teetering between average and Cheeks, but I tried to get the benefit of the doubt. But y'all making points. I mean, yeah, I think for me I'm still trying to give him a slight benefit because it's only year 2. But yeah, y'all right. He Cheeks.
True.
Right.
It's a fragile thing about that. Am I overplaying that, Dre? Because it sure seemed like he couldn't stay on the field, and it's something about that wide receiver position where I say, yeah, you're gonna get some hits, but man, it seemed like every other catch they hit him and he stay on the ground for longer than normal. It just me or just the way they hit.
Well, I mean, he's only 205 pounds, so I mean, he out there getting smashed. So maybe he need to put some weight on him. But I mean you're right. That's a problem. But I think now that I think about it, the dropping of the passes make you Cheeks. Yeah. I mean, to be a wide receiver and you can't catch, like he dropped way too many balls this year.
Yeah. Way too many. Yeah. All right, let's go. This is an interesting one. Matthew Bergeron.
So for me, I don't want to say incomplete. To me, he's between incomplete and Cheeks. Like, I don't know what to say about Matt. Like, he's serviceable because we needed him, but when our starters come back, or if all our starters, because we had some that were out for the season, were there, yeah, he would have never touched the field. So I don't know, man. I guess I'll leave this up to y'all. I really don't know where to put him. My mind telling me to say he cheats, but I don't know. I mean, was nothing really to be expected of him. So
2025, I think I gotta go. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying average. The problem is in 24, I would have put him at the good tier trending up.
Right.
And he had such a drop down season. And I'm trying to tell you, man, we had more interior linemen coming through his gap and getting sacks than we did edge rushers on
going through Washington.
Absolutely.
And
to be what was supposed to be a strength, because again, when they moved him to the guard position, and we were like, oh, because remember he was a tackle coming out of school, and they moved him in the guard. We're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then last year you say, okay, this could work, and this year he totally regressed. I'm gonna hold off on Cheeks for him, but I can't put incomplete because he was there most of the time. I think he only missed 2 games this year. I'll put him as on the low end of average, but very disappointing season for what he had done in 24. Very disappointing.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm with you, Unc. I couldn't. I think I'll put him in Cheeks, like you said, because he has such a great. Well, I ain't gonna say great, but he had such a good 2024. Absolutely. You know, and this year he played like Cheeks. I mean,
way off. He got a lot of penalties. He was up there with Wilkinson, not as many penalties, but he got a lot. And again, interior linemen were the defensive linemen were killing him.
So that begs the question. This makes me think. Do we?
he might be gone, man.
Yeah. Do we think he benefited from the all-stars that were around him last year? Maybe that helped mask his issues, because when the stars went down and it's just him, he got exposed.
And adding to what you said about the slight deterioration of Drake as well. Jake was able to cover up probably some of those deficiencies. Listen, we gave Ryan Newsel the gig this year, as opposed to possibly last year. Who knows? Maybe that was a better. He had better protection in there. So yeah, you're right. That's a very valid point. Very valid. I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
All right. Speaking of Ryan,
so where did he go? Where did we put him? We put him in average.
I'm a put him at average.
Okay.
I don't think that he was terrible, but how can I say this? I don't think he was bad. I don't think the O-line was bad enough to give him just straight cheeks to me.
I hear what you're saying. As an overall,
yeah,
because, that might help him out. That might help him out a little bit.
So I'm gonna give him on the very end of average. But speaking of Ryan Newsel, where do we go?
Wow.
I mean, I'm gonna just say I think. I want to say cheeks, but then I want to say a step below that, straight butt cheeks, and give him straight butt cheeks. But I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I don't know. To me, yeah, straight butt cheeks. But but again, it's hard to guys like him and Casey Washington is hard, in my opinion, because I don't think they were slated for their positions.
We didn't know until the end, until my man left for Chicago. We didn't know whether Ryan Newsel was going to even be the full-time center. And I think everybody just caught those last couple of games at the end of 24 and just assumed that he was just going to carry on through the next year and have a good year. I'm going to use the Armani rule as far as an overall offensive line. We are considered one of the better ones, but man, low end of average, man.
I could deal with that.
I'm gonna say low end on average. I mean, he wasn't the old. I think that's just because if you bring them together, they're not that bad. But if you talking, I think we'll put them on. We'll put them on the average. All right. We still got some. We still got this guy.
Who was that?
Is it David Steels?
David Seals.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna put him at. It's gonna be hard to give him a full grade right now. I'll put him at incomplete. Obviously, ball and catches, ball and drops, and ball and catches against Tampa Bay. I gotta see a little bit more of him in order to get a full grade from him. But he was okay. I think average is giving him too much credit. I'm definitely gonna put him in the incomplete category for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. He's just incomplete. I don't know if it's one player on this roster that had a question mark. That's him.
Yeah. I mean, he had 18 receptions for 191 yards and 2 tutties. I mean, I honestly, the 2 touchdowns, I don't even remember when he got those. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely can agree with incomplete. Yeah, he didn't. I don't remember him catching a single ball, to be honest.
Well, you remember him catching the Tampa Bay 4th and 13. He caught
Yes,
that one.
yes,
Remember
yes. I
after
do remember that.
he dropped the wide open. He had the guy beat by 4 yards and dropped the bomb that Kirk Cousins threw to him, and then he came back and made he caught the one touchdown, I think, against Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. One of the touchdowns that he had. So again, he probably a little chemistry because Kirk was working with the twos, so he probably had a little bit of faith in him, but nothing to make me. I average is too much credit. I'm sticking with incomplete.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. All right. We're getting now. Storm Norton. What do we think?
Another
Not me.
incomplete
My
for
bad, my
me
bad.
because he really didn't. I mean, he got hurt, so I mean, you really
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to see him this year. It would have been nice too to see if he would have been able to fill in. Because remember that's who we thought was going to be able to fill in for McGarry, and then he ended
Yeah,
up getting hurt. So, in big time incomplete for him as well.
yeah. I would agree with that. Him being hurt. I mean, he didn't even play 4 games, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah.
Oh, incomplete. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. These next couple are probably gonna breeze by, but Nate Carson. I don't think we saw much of him.
Carson or Carter? Talking about the running back,
Yeah.
Nate Carter.
Nathan Carter. Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Carter. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, another one incomplete. He got a lot of carries in that Carolina game. Now, me and Big Low drove to that game. He got a lot of carries only because it was 30 to zip, and they were trying to hurry up and run the clock down. I think he ran for like 40 yards that game. He actually ran pretty good.
He had 9 carries for 60 yards, average 6.6 per carry.
He actually ran good that game, but I think by that time Carolina had their second string in there. But yeah, incomplete. You can't.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of these guys, I forgot were even on Devin Tillis. Is that his name?
I don't even get me the line.
Hold on.
Wide receiver 83. I forgot some of these guys were even on the dang on roster.
Oh wow. Yeah. Right. Well, if I can't remember them, I'm gonna say incomplete. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's his name?
Number
Devin
83.
Tompkins. Is it Devin Tompkins?
There we go.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could just zoom through some.
Yeah, he was a wild. He had 3 catches for 27 yards. So
yeah, a lot of these guys are just incomplete, and I'm gonna save the best for last. He's not up here, but I'm gonna have to put him up here in a minute. Okay. What about, because we're gonna have a whole conversation about him, I'm sure. What about Jack Nelson? Incomplete, probably.
Nothing here. Incomplete.
You said Jack Nelson?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Or Jack.
Yeah, Jack Nelson. Yeah, he is offensive lineman. Yeah.
He did play he did start, I want to say 2 games, but now go when Bergeron was hurt, if I'm not mistaken. But,
okay. Who's number 72? Michael. Man, what is this guy's name? Michael. Y'all forgive me.
Mike, hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, look it up.
Mike Ford. Is it Mike Ford?
Yep, that's it.
Is that Mike Ford?
No, 72. No, Mike Ford is the special.
Oh, DB. Yeah, Mike Ford and DB.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Mike Hughes.
Nope.
Can't
be.
His name on there. I don't know. I can't see it.
And what number you say he was?
72.
72. Looking on here, I don't even see who that is. I can't see it, we're gonna put him in the ghost category.
For sure. Well, whatever he is, he incomplete because none of us know him.
I don't know who that is. I don't.
All right, yep. And then Kyler, I don't know who these guys. Kyler, Kyle number 68.
They said that must have been a backup.
Yeah, back up. I'm gonna put him at
lineman.
incomplete.
Yeah.
What about Malik? No, not Malik Henry. Number 86.
86.
Malik Vernon?
Yeah, there we go.
I don't think I remember seeing him either.
Nah, he's a linebacker.
Yeah.
He's a linebacker.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no, 86 is Malik Keith, wide receiver out of Mississippi. Malik Keith.
Okay.
86. 86. Yeah, Malik Keith.
Yeah, Malik Heath. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me see. What's his? He had 6 receptions for 86 yards. So incomplete.
Complete.
All right. What about Dylan? I don't know, number 81. I don't know what that is. We're gonna put him incomplete too. I don't know the name.
Dylan Drummond.
Yeah.
Drummond had a couple of catches this year. Matter of fact, did Drummond get a touchdown?
Oh
nah,
yeah,
he didn't. He didn't get a touchdown. He had 7. He had 7 receptions for 42 yards.
Yeah, he definitely had some catches this year. Definitely in the incomplete, almost that same category as Seals, but Drummond showed a lot in preseason. I'm surprised they didn't give him a lot more opportunity early in the year when Casey Washington wasn't doing the job, but he did okay when he came in there, but I'm nothing worth giving him more than incomplete.
Okay. What about Javon Oliman, number 52? I don't even know who that is.
Javon Gwynn.
Yeah.
I didn't see him in there, so I have no idea. So we're gonna put for me incomplete.
What about Tyrone Vicks? Is that his name? Number 74.
Tyrone Wheatley.
Yeah, there we go. Wheatley.
Don't.
He's an offensive lineman. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Not here.
All right, y'all ready? Now this is gonna give us a lot of talk. So our 9th pick overall in the 2023 NFL draft, Michael Penix Jr. Where do we rank Michael Penix Jr. from everything that we saw up to this point? Where do we put MP9?
I mean, everybody will expect me to crash out, but I ain't gonna do it. I will put ready. Michael Penix. I will seriously put Michael Penix in incomplete. I just don't think. I truly do not think he was ready. I think there should have been a quarterback competition. Because you can clearly tell he was not ready. He still has major issues. But I mean, he had 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for 1,982 yards with a rating of 88.847. I mean, he's the same rating as Kirk Cousins, which I mean is not saying much, but I guess you could say, for him to be second year to do what a 14-year vet has done, speaks volumes. But I think Michael Penix, man, he's just not ready. Everyone crowned him the savior of the Falcons, I believe, way too early. He's wholly incomplete.
And that's your grade, incomplete?
Yeah, that's for me, he's incomplete. Yeah.
And there is something to be said about maybe the expectations being thrust upon him, and I get that. That comes with the territory. I do feel like if you listen to Tom Brady, if you listen to some of the guys who played football, you can't get the experience until you get out there.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
can't learn the game. You can't get better till you get out there. That little 3-game span that he had last year, that was nice. But this was really the first year that it was his show. He wasn't looking behind him and everything like that. And I'm telling you, the numbers you just put up, 1,982 yards, 60% completion. Yeah, we need to get that up a little bit. 9 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. You know, I I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna put that for somebody who's only been starting for 12 games. That's good. And I'm gonna put him in the good category. And I'm gonna tell you why. Aside of Jalen Carter, I'm Jaden Carter, Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Aside of Jaden Daniels, really everybody else from the quarterback position started kind of slow. I know Bo Nix made the playoffs last year, but aside of us that he went berserk on last year, he had a kind of an up and down year last year. Drake May, after 15 starts last year, was pretty average. I think we just need to give Mike a little time. I know when you have a franchise that's lost 8 years in a row, that's the last thing fans want to hear. But the one thing I can say about Penix when he came in, and I know he had his little dip that folks don't want to talk about, the little 3-game losing streak. I get all of that. But you got to let him work through it. Even the game that he got hurt in, he had only missed 2 passes that game. And really was managing a very good game up until his injury. I think you're going to see Michael Penix come back. And I think when you talk about us hiring, and I know we judging on 25, but I think you're going to see Stefanski do a really good job with him and kind of correct some of those mistakes, you know, with all due respect to DJ Williams and what's our buddy that used to play quarterback here, TJ Yates. All those folks here. I just don't think they probably were the right people to develop him. And I think Stefanski is going to be somebody that can help him. That being said, I digress. I give my man a good rating for what he was able to do on the field. I don't think they lost games because of him, but I know he did help some of those games that we lost. Some of those games, I mean, New England, he didn't deserve to lose. Tampa Bay game, he didn't deserve to lose. Matter of fact, if anything, the first Tampa Bay game, that should have been the winning touchdown. When he
is that where I saw you at the first game?
That's right, Amani. That's right.
Okay.
And that game, he didn't deserve to lose that game. And I know we can go with the ifs and buts and candy and nuts, but I just feel like I think he should be given more credit than say the first year starting, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Not many first time with the whole year starting quarterbacks do as well. So I'm thinking you're gonna see some good things out of him in 26, man. I stand by good.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with you, I think he's good. When I think about what he did in 2024 in that Washington game, and to pretty much seal the. I mean, if we being honest, after the first game, that touchdown he ran for it, that should have sealed the game. And I think the only game that we can really put on Michael Penix is the Carolina game, where we just got stuffed.
Yep.
And he just had a moment because he's young and he's still trying to get it right. And I don't think that Zach Robinson was too young himself to mold him, and we didn't have the right caliber coaching in here. So with that being said, hey, that wraps up our player grades on offense, man. And before we go though, we gotta have one more conversation.
Uh-oh.
Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, hired. Why are we giving Stefanski so much unfair flack as a fan base?
Because this is what I have begun to realize about our fan base. Our fan base, and I don't know if it's just us because I only pay attention to the Falcons and I don't be in other clubs, spaces, but I feel like our fan base only care about names. Yeah. Like, how in the world? And I get it. I am not a person who wanted Stefanski. I thought, his coaches of the year were solely because he was the coach of the Browns. And, the first one, they reached the playoff and with 18 years. I mean, I think that's the only reason he got it. And then the second one, he reached the playoffs because he had like 5-6 different quarterbacks that year. Like the bar was extremely low, in my opinion. And then, outside of those years, he was mediocre to just trash. So I didn't want him at all. But he has tape on him coaching. I just don't understand the flack, the giving him the flack, but you want a guy who has never coached before, the basically another Arthur Smith, the hot coordinator, just because of the name. I think that's solely our fan base. It don't matter who it is. They could be 50 years old. They got a hot name. You'll hear people say, bring him to Atlanta. Bring him to Atlanta. He needs to be in Atlanta. I think we're prisoners to the moment. But I didn't want him. He's here. So until he give me a reason not to like him, I'm going to ride with him. I will say his press conference, it's starting to sound like the Peanuts teacher, wah, 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 wah. Mm-hmm. It's the same things over and over. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear that. Just get on the field and show me what you got. But I will say he don't sound like no used car salesman like Raheem. So that's a plus for me. But yeah, I think we're just, our fan base is solely stuck on names, man. It doesn't matter. They want Dion. And I think also you got to think of the makeup of the city of Atlanta, whether good or bad, a lot of our fans want, coaches and players and people in power that look like us because that's the makeup of the city. It's
okay.
I don't care. I care about wins. He could be a Martian for all I care. Will he win? And I think that's our problem.
What says you? I think that. I mean, yeah. What says you?
I think it's a little different. I kind of disagree with that take. I hear it. I respect the take, but I disagree with the take. I think if John Harbaugh comes here, you would have had people messed up. I think if Clint Kubiak comes here, you would have had people ticked off. I think if Mike McCarthy comes here, you're going to have people ticked off. I think what you're dealing with right now, Amani, we have a traumatized fan base. Aside of the Jets, there is no longer streak of teams that haven't made the playoffs than us, with Carolina just making the playoffs this past year. And when you start thinking about football eras, and usually we say, Dre, the window being open. The Falcons have gone through, like, this will probably be window number 4 that we're probably starting up this time with this coach. And I think until we actually win, I don't think you're gonna get any adoration. You still got people upset. Still got people up. I mean, people are going after Stefanski like he stole money from them and everything. And you're right on one thing, Dre. Yeah, the coach of the year stuff. I mean, it's cool for the resume and stuff like that. At this point, I really don't know. I'm glad it was somebody who's been a head coach before, and he's
Me
been
too.
a head coach.
Me too.
I am glad of that. That's the
Same.
Clint Kubiak thing. I was scared of that because I really want somebody. We're at a point where we need some discipline. We need some type of structure. Somebody who comes in and can give structure. I think Raheem, and I supported Raheem, and obviously I support any coach that's going to be for the Falcons. But I think Raheem came in here and just like Dre said, man, he was the greatest salesman in the world. I would have loved to be in that interview he gave because whatever he was selling in that interview, Arthur Blank was buying.
Yeah.
And I think this time, that's why Arthur probably had to kick Rich to the side, kick Fontenot out of the picture, and say, let me bring in somebody who might just know this thing a little bit more, albeit green from a standpoint of being in the front office. Matt that can say, yeah, you know what? He might have lost some games, Arthur, but I'm trying to tell you, bro, everybody's talking about how good this guy is, how good his mind is. So until the fans see, when you go look in the rankings, y'all, when y'all go on ESPN, you see that little X by the name, say clinch playoff berth or something like. Until you see that for the Atlanta Falcons fan base, I think you're just gonna get that kind of negativity. And who knows if we can get off to another 6-3 start. Hey, remember how it was when we were 6-3 last year? In 24, and that place was starting to rock a little bit. Atlanta just needs that winner. So I don't care who it was. Whoever was going to get hired was going to get the same treatment. I don't think it had anything to do with it being Kevin Stefanski. It could have been any of them. They were going to get that because right now, as a fan base, we are traumatized. We are triggered. We just want to win.
Yeah, real quick. I think you hit something that I didn't even think about, but probably is also another reason. We got to remember our fan base is absolutely fractured when it comes to MR2. And I think because he has his hands on it, I think that's another reason why he catching flack. Because if it's not split down the middle, it's very close split down the middle. Either you love MR2 or you hate him. And those that hate him hate the fact that he picked this coach. And I think that may be a little bit of it as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, to me, my thing is with the fans, especially some of these groups he's in. In some of the groups we're in, I'm just like, what choice do we really have? We don't run the front office. No matter how much we cry and bicker and this and that, I'm just like, okay. At the end of the day, I mean, especially somebody like me, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be there week 1. I'm gonna probably be at the game week 1.
There you go.
So I mean, I'm not going nowhere. So we just have to just go with whatever they give us. I'm pretty sure that they're hearing our voices, but I think that we got to give this guy at least a shot before we just start.
Absolutely. I mean, and you should see it on like I'm watching his press conference. Now that I'm in the content creator space, I'm a lot more on Twitter than I've ever been, and I mean it's just. Oh, we gonna suck. We not gonna win. He tried. I'm like, damn, the man ain't called a single play yet. Like, how? Like, you can't say you don't know what he gonna do. So, like I said, until I got some proof, like I gave I didn't like Raha, and I gave Raheem all the way to week 4. Then I was like, yep, nope, he ain't it. His first year. But damn, let the man coach. And then what y'all gonna do? If he take us to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl for his first year, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that smoke. Yeah, exactly. This the greatest hire ever. Wait, you was just saying we was gonna be trash. Like I don't get it.
Dan Quinn got the same criticism, y'all. Dan Quinn, when they hired Dan Quinn, there were people like, "What? Why are we hiring another defensive coach? We just fire the defensive coach. Why are we hiring
Yeah.
this guy? Whatever. It doesn't matter until you win. Until
Yeah.
you actually win or go to the playoffs. I got to say that because Carolina didn't win. Actually, they just went to the playoffs. You're gonna get that response, man, and I get it. I get it. People are frustrated. I get it.
Right. Last thing I do want to ask you, because I know we got to let Unc go because it's way past his bedtime.
Hey, while you joking, my wife just texted me a minute ago. She's like, "You almost done?" So
so real quick, what's y'all's feeling on Bill Belichick getting snubbed?
I'm gonna be honest. When you look at the bylaws and the criteria for the Hall of Fame, I mean, when you got Spygate and Deflategate on there, that's not a good look. And they don't like cheaters. And I think this is the NFL's way of sticking it to Bill Belichick because they couldn't stick it to him even when they suspended them for those few couple games that year. They still won the Super Bowl. So I think this is the NFL's way of actually showing him like, okay, you did this, and you're going to pay for it some kind of way. We don't care how many Super Bowls you got. We don't care. You broke the rules, and we're going to make you pay for it in the long run, too. Not just then. We're going to make you pay for it in the long run. So it came down. That's exactly why. I believe in my heart of hearts, it came down to that. So, because it does say in the bylaws, your character and your on field and off the field stuff, and, you know, the cheating allegations, you can't escape it.
Well, the only thing that I say to that, and why that sounds like the PC thing to say, I do feel like, look, they got punished, they got fined. It's almost like when you speed, you get a ticket, you pay the fine, and you good. You go to jail, you pay your penance, and you good. If they didn't think he was that dangerous to the game, then ban him from the game like they did Pete Rose.
I agree.
If you feel like that's the case, I think it's ridiculous. I think people have agendas. Obviously I have no love for the man, but at the same time, dude, you can't ignore 6 Super Bowl wins with as a head coach and what he's done
2 as a coordinator.
And for all of those that want to separate Tom Brady, he won one without him, and he suffered without him. But you know what? If Bill Belichick doesn't have the wherewithal to keep Tom Brady as the starting quarterback, Tom Brady might be one of the most unknown quarterbacks in the history. He could have easily gave the job back to Drew. Drew Bledsoe was ready to come back, but he stuck with the hot hand. So for the people that try to separate those two. And Tom Brady came out in his defense too. I like to see that. Ridiculous that they did that. One correction, Armani, is not the NFL. It's the
writers.
The writers.
Yeah. The writers. I'm sorry.
That. So no big deal. I was just saying, but that's a very important thing to say because it's not the NFL that's telling him he's not worthy of that. Those are writers, and we all know. When those writers think of who is the most curmudgeoning, negative person to cover in press conferences during his
was
career.
Bill Belichick.
And there are folks that could wait to deny him this first year. I think it's ridiculous, and I think the people who voted against him honestly should get their credentials reviewed.
Yeah.
So for me, I am 100. Me and Toddy, shout out Toddy in the Atlanta game. Me and Toddy were going back and forth on this earlier. I feel the exact same way you do. Here's my thing. You have it's not even arguably. You have the second best winningest coach to ever coach the game of football. Not make the first ballot Hall of Fame. If Deflategate and Spygate and all of that is your criteria, okay, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me that Tom Brady isn't immediately going into the Hall of Fame his first year. So if Tom Brady is immediately going to go in, how are you going to keep Bill Belichick out? Not only that, I don't know if Drew Brees got in his first year or if he's went in, but Drew Brees was involved in Bounty Gate. And Sean Payton, you can't tell me he's not going to go in his first. This is absolutely 100% some agenda BS going on, and it cheapens the Hall of Fame. It shows people like me that you gotta kiss butt or something to get in the Hall of Fame. It ain't solely on merit. Now, the thing people like to bring up is T.O. Well, T.O. didn't get in his first year. The problem with T.O. is T.O. actually had issues on and off the field. Like T.O. had problems with every team he was with. All his teammates, he was not liked by his teammates. So I mean, I understand him not making first ballot, but there is no way on God's green earth that the best coach in the history of the second best coach in the history of the game should not have been a first ballot Hall of Fame. And it's something to it because Canton, the Hall of Fame, put out a statement earlier that said, they went in. This is how I know something is up because they said that the writers, this is, they did the little fluff piece at the beginning, but at the bottom, they said some, I was like, oh snap. They said, if any members violated the bylaws, they will be, basically dealt with and their credentials will be revoked. If there wasn't an issue, you would never say that. You would just say, you would try and quiet the storm like, hey, it just is what it is. He did great, blah, blah, blah. But when they put that in there, it tells me that's some effery going on. And not to mention, you have 11 people who, 11 people had to vote against him for him not to get in. No, everybody that they have talked to, no one wants to say that they didn't vote, that they voted against him. So it's clear something's going on, and it just sucks. It cheapens the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, and yeah, that's horrible. It's horrible.
And I know you were trying to wrap up, but the T.O. thing, I'll even kind of take it a little bit further because I kind of disagree with you. I hear what you're saying about maybe he didn't get along with his teammates. Maybe he did. But again, if he didn't, then you suspend him. Then you stop him from playing. They could take all of the drama that he brought to San Francisco. They kept his butt on the field. All the drama that he brought in Philadelphia and the aforementioned playing on a broken leg and would have been the MVP. Had Philly won that game because he caught like 9 passes in that game. So, and at the time that he went in, he caught more passes than anybody except Jerry Rice. So for them to make him wait not 1, not 2, they made that man wait 3 years. And I think you have people that have agendas because T.O. kind of played a little bit of a game with folks and stuff like that with the media as well. And I just think you got to stop that. That man is one of the greatest wide receivers in the game. And you're not going to tell me that a couple of these receivers that they let in before him were better. And that's not true. And so I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, first, let me give you a shout out, Unc. If anybody can hear my voice, please show Unc some love and want to say thank you, man, for coming through. It's always a blessing to chop up with you, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Well, I am at Uncle Steve's Line. First, thank you, and Armani for bringing me on, man. I really appreciate it. And anytime I got some time, I'll stop in. Just same thing with y'all. Armani be avoiding me now, man. He used to talk to me all the time. Dre, he used to come on the show. Ever since Alabama started going the other direction, I don't hear nothing from him no more, Dre. He be like a little quiet. He be quiet as a mouse over there, man. Don't be saying, I have to send a little note. So I'm like, hey, bro, you all right? You all right?
He be trolling me. And when Indiana put that whooping on us,
Hey, man, I do troll him sometimes.
Oh man.
Wait, man, look, Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube. Appreciate y'all, man. Look, I'm in about an hour and a half. Blessed to have another birthday. So I will be enjoying tomorrow. So I
Oh man.
downtime, and what a great time to spend with two football guys. I love talking football, obviously. And I appreciate the vine, man. Thank
Yes,
you
sir. Yes, sir. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for stopping by. And everybody, please wish Uncle Steve a happy 98th birthday.
That's all right. Hey.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I appreciate it. And look, y'all fellas be good. I'm gonna let you close out, man, so I can get out of here and appease the
Yes,
wife.
sir.
Yes, sir. Do your thing.
Good, man.
Thank
All
you.
right.
All right, people. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. If you could please do us a favor, if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and shoot us a subscribe and hit that like button and share as well. Also hit that notification so that you get notification every time we go live. You can come and join us. Want to thank my co-host Armani. Want to give a shout out to our other co-host, Miss Deb, who had some personal issues tonight. So we send her all our love and blessings, and everything's okay. Also, before we go, want to shout out to all Falcons content creators. It's such a wonderful blessing to listen to each and every one of y'all. Also, I hope everyone that can hear my voice is being safe out there during this cold weather. You got anything to say, Armani?
Hey, man. Get a guy a chance, man. We can't. That's all I got to say. You know, we got to get a guy a chance. Let's get him in here and see what he can do. But hey, it's been a pleasure. Y'all will be seeing us even in the off season. We'll be here on the corner.
Oh yeah, every week.
Corner every Wednesday, either 8 or 8:30.
Yes, sir. All right. Till next time, people. Same bird time, same bird channel.